Hello there, morons. It's Victor King the Morons with another laundry video. The video that you do not have to look at because there's nothing to see. There's nothing at all visually interesting about these videos at all. I just rearranged the background there. Threw away a lot of crap. Go look at the other videos to find out what's missing. Yeah, these videos are just for listening. They're like podcasts, except I'm too lazy to get off my ass and make a proper podcast like I should. But I'm making this video. It's apropos that I'm calling it a laundry video tonight because not only am I going to now address your questions, comment on other things, other vloggers' comments and videos, I also wanted to show off this T-shirt before it goes into the laundry. This is Laundry Meets Girl T-shirt. Check it out. Check it out. The red part is not part of that. It's just another. It's also got a back. And it's kind of a stupid story. I bought this T-shirt first. See, it's the same exact T-shirt, except it's white. Right? See, cool. Anyway, I bought it first, but I actually wanted the black one, but they didn't have the black one. So I went to another store. By chance, I was walking by another one and I found it. So I bought the white one first. Then I found the black one. I thought, oh, I really wanted the black one. I thought, I'll just go return the white one. I never got around to it. So now I got two. So I'm thinking, I don't know what to do with this one. If anyone wants to make me an offer, I'm willing to let it go. Anyway, I like it. It's cool. Maybe I'll just wait till this one wears out and then wear that one. I don't know. Anyway, so it's a cool T-shirt, right? And it's made by the T-shirt company called Laundry. Anywho. And they have my size, which is cool. Like, I think a large fits for me. Like, usually other T-shirts in Japan, like I'm just under 6 feet tall and I weigh about 175 pounds, maybe 85 pounds, 88 kilograms. No, that's more. I'm way more than that. 90, 180, about almost 200 pounds. Okay. And in Japan, I need extra large shirts almost all the time, except for this company, the laundry company. I can get large shirts there. Who cares? Do you care about that? Let's get to the commenting. Okay. So, excuse me. We were making a video. It was a two and a half Oyajis a while ago, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Well, yeah, with Simon, and it was one where we were talking with Ado about an anti-smoking sign. No, not smoking sign. No, that came out of my mouth without even thinking. I was trying to do two things at once, and my mouth just took over. I was trying to turn this off. It was getting warm in here. It's raining and a little bit chilly today. Anyway, there's a sign in a tempura shop saying, "No, only Japanese and no 5-year-olds either. Only Japanese and no 5-year-olds." It's funny how I guess there's no lobby to protect the rights of 5-year-old kids, but why isn't that against the law? You'd think that would be some, I don't know. Anyway, so in the video, someone made the I don't know who said it. Maybe it was me, maybe Hiko Simon or Ado. Someone used the expression to Seashepard them, which we all understood meant just going in there like a bully and like a bull in a china shop and being kind of a dick. So they sea-shepherded them. I guess attack someone from the side, kind of real, instead of protesting it diplomatically, just kind of attack. Because my impression of Sea Shepherd is they're like a crazy terrorist branch of Greenpeace. Okay, and I think I used to think they were cool, kind of, because they were gutsy, but then I found out that I found out they were, I'm sure you guys have heard there's quite a few. They would basically lie, do whatever they could to get things done, right? The ends justifies the means, kind of thing. And we said that, we said that without even thinking about it, really. And then someone sent me I don't even remember his name now, but someone sent me an email to my school, okay, which was really weird to me because in the description of all my videos, it's my address, right? gimmeabreakman@gmail.com, and I've sent it tons of times. So he emails my school saying, you know, I don't know much. This is literally what he said. I don't know much about this. But when you said that, you look like arrogant pricks. Arrogant, ignorant pricks? I don't remember what. But either way, it was kind of it was a weird email in that it was sent to my school, which makes me think he thinks he's going to get me in trouble by sending it to my school, because maybe he doesn't realize that I own the school and that I cannot. Well, I could fire myself, I suppose. I thought about it, you know, just out of pity. Please fire me. And then he, yeah, that was one thing. And then he said, I don't know much about this, but you sound like arrogant pricks. And for me, more than being insulting, is being illogical. Like I'll give you another example of that. You guys remember the guy Lex? I forgot his name. Rising Gaijin. So he's online today with TKO Sam, and out of respect for TKO Sam, I was friendly to the guy. I said I saw him on there. They formed some kind of YouTube vlogging group. I guess I don't know if it's secret or anything, but so they got me online. Line is this application where you can kind of message each other, and it's very, very popular in Japan. Extremely popular here. I don't know if is that popular in the States. If not, it's a great way to meet Japanese people. By the way, not for me. I don't need to meet them, but I'm saying for you. Anyway, so I told Lex that, you know, hey, I forgive you for being a prick or something, and he said he emails back, oh, I forgive you for being an egotistical asshole. Now I'll take asshole, but I won't take egotistical. So that's an example. To me, it's just illogical. Me egotistical? I talk to everybody. I meet people I've never. I don't even know who they are. I go out and have lunch and dinner with them. I mean, how can that be egotistical? I help any kind of blogger who's polite and asks me for help. I'll shout out basically. And well, that's not true. If you really have no talent, I'm not going to shout out your video. If you make a video and you make a video response to me and it's really bad, and you know, I might comment out of politeness, but I'm not a complete fake when it comes to that. I mean, I'm polite. You know, we all have to be fake to a certain level. You have to be polite to survive in this world. You know, you've read Catcher in the Rye, Holden Caulfield. You know, you have to say, hey, it's nice to meet you, but actually it's really not nice to meet you. I could care less about meeting you. We've all been there, right? So anyway, what was the point of that? Oh, with Lex, yeah. Oh no, yeah. It didn't bother me that he called me an asshole. I was thinking about that later. I thought that was pretty funny. Oh, did I show you this light? Check out this light. I got this light at Costco. It's a rechargeable light. I'm like that dog in Up. Squirrel! Look at that. I thought it could be useful for making videos outside in the dark or something. Maybe someday I'll do that. Whoa! I see you! Get back in your hole! Okay. Anyway, turn this off. Off, there we go. Okay. So I'm bothered by illogical things. So when this guy, back to the Sea Shepherd story. And those of you who have not watched my videos before, this is how these things go. I ramble, I branch off, I get distracted, I come back, but I always come back. So, yeah, it bothered me that he said, I don't know much about this. I've only seen one movie, and he's, you know, but you seem like arrogant pricks. I'm like, if you don't know much about this, I sent him like 3 or 4 links. I quickly found, I said, these are why sea shepherds have a bad reputation. They're dicks, right? So he sent back, basically he was being a kind of a dick and not socially normal, you know, like you don't talk to people you don't know like that. And I pointed out to him, I said, well, you know, you're not really. I'm bothered by the fact that you're illogical, and you know, you don't talk to people like that. He goes, oh, you expect people to be polite on the internet? So after that, I just ignored him. I put him on the block. What's it called? Spam list. So I don't know if he's tried writing back or anything, but yeah, but it made me think a little bit because I'm happy to admit it if I'm wrong, and I'm curious. Because I'm a moron, right? I'm always trying to be less of a moron. So I was curious about this, and it actually ties into the whole Edo thing, Edo versus Debito, as in not that they're rivals, but I shouldn't talk about. That's irrelevant. Though here's the point: what they think about each other is really relevant. Here's the point: the way you deal with problems, with confrontation, I think that's important. should you be a dick like my impression? Well, and also I want to know this. Here's the first question. Yeah, it's good to stand up and defend yourself, right? But I think sometimes being a dick is detrimental to your cause. If you want to get something done, being a dick is selfish. It feels good. Like they said in Hannibal, it feels good to do bad things to bad people. Great show, by the way. Only show ever. I mean, I've seen a lot of shows. I've seen dead bodies. I mean, my dad works with dead bodies. So I've seen, growing up, I saw lots of dead bodies. You know, didn't bother me. I mean, well, maybe it did. I don't remember the first time, but anyway, they don't bother me. I've seen, you know, Bones, CSI, that stuff, that doesn't bother me. But this show, Hannibal, really bothered. I mean, I've been like, not sick. I didn't want to throw up, but I was like, oh, I don't want to watch that. Usually I'm like, yeah, cool. But do you no, I did lose my train of thought on that one. Just a minute. Gross bothered me, huh? Hannibal. Oh yeah, doing bad things to bad people. Yeah, I had to go back there. Yeah, so I understand that, you know, that attraction, right? But it doesn't help you, I think, you know. So if Sea Shepherd really wants Japan to stop killing whales and dolphins and all that stuff, I don't think, you know, lying and attacking their ships and getting in the way and throwing stink bombs on the ships is a smart way to go. You know, it only aggravates them. And I'll tell you something about the Japanese people that I've met. A lot of them are kind of not that passionate about certain things. Like most of them don't care about like Yasukuni or the comfort woman issue at all, or even whales. But they don't like to be told what to do. So when you say you can't do this, they're like, what? You're telling me what I can do and cannot do in my country? And that's when you have a problem. So I think it's a problem. But at the same time, you know, it is wrong. Back to the tempura. Yeah, if you miss the show, how is this connected? So there's a tempura shop in Asakusa, I believe, which is apparently a big tourist spot in Tokyo. I don't think I've ever been there, actually, but anyway, this restaurant, this old couple runs this restaurant, and they had a horrible experience with some really, really rowdy, rude foreigners that destroyed part of one of their tables and one of their dining areas, and nobody could use it for a while. They lost money. They couldn't communicate with them, so they thought, well, we don't want this to happen again, so they just put up a sign. They didn't think anything of it, and more than we hate foreigners, because obviously, I mean, they let Adel back into the store, not back, but they do serve foreigners, but foreigners who present themselves in a civilized manner now, right? But when they were accepting of other foreigners in the past, they got screwed, you know. And of course, it's still wrong for them to deny foreigners, and it's against the law. But it's a law that's very rarely ever enforced because nobody cares. But the question is, how do you get something done? How do you get something done? And although I will agree with Debito and I think Edo too, everyone agrees that it's wrong to discriminate against people. But you know, if you want to get something done and educate people, then you've got to talk to them. You can't just yell at them. You know, I've recently had this small kind of debate in my head about another little minor problem. One of my students is an old woman, beautiful old woman, just lovely old lady, and she was in Hawaii last year, and she had a heart attack at a bus stop or something. I think that's how she had, which is weird. I always thought that was weird because she's like old and wealthy, and I was like, well, what were you doing at a bus stop? Maybe she just didn't know. Maybe I guess they didn't have cars. Oh, they didn't get a taxi. Maybe they just, I don't know. For some reason, they were taking a bus. I always feel like wealthy people don't take buses. Anyway, she's in Hawaii, and she had a heart attack at a bus stop, and they took her to the hospital and gave her a pacemaker, which in Japanese is pacemaker, apparently. And now in the classroom, after that, we have to be careful with our cell phones. Like I tell the other students, make sure if you're sitting next to her, turn your cell phones off. And in the subway, I don't know about Tokyo, but in Nagoya, I assume it's the same. Though I could be wrong, so please tell me if you live in Tokyo. There's a sign, usually at the end of every car. There are 2 seats, or at least one of the seats has a sign on the floor that says, "Turn your cell phone off when you're sitting in the seats." And there's even a big cell phone with a, who you gonna call, Ghostbusters kind of slash through it. And there's also a sign on the wall right behind that seat, right? But people are always on their cell phones. So I've tried like telling people, like I said, hey, you really can't use your cell phone here. And the reason is because apparently they don't know, they don't get it. But I think if you explain it to them, they get it. But I think half the time they just think I'm crazy. And it's tiring to educate people. So I have on occasion just pointed to the sign and said, hey, you can't do that, Dame. And I just point to the sign and I give them a little angry face and they stop. And you know what? It's easier. But what did I accomplish? They're not going to change. Unless I explain. If I explain, hey, my student, I got this student. She had a heart attack. She got a pacemaker, and now if she sits down here, because she does take the subway. I mean, rich people, I guess, wealthy people take the subway if they live out of the city. But anyway, Japan has no rich people. Everyone's middle class. That's what everyone will tell you that, by the way. So yeah, it takes time to explain shit, and after a while, it's troublesome. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. So my questions for you are: what are your opinions of sea shepherds? Are they pirates? Are they lying assholes? Do they deserve respect? Was I doing them a disservice, or by labeling, or by using that word to sea shepherd somebody, to attack without thinking and in a pirate fashion? That's the first question. Number 2, yeah, don't you think the way you handle confrontation is important? And it's easier to be an asshole, but it accomplishes little in the long run. And before I drop this subject, on this topic of whaling, Rachel in June did an excellent video on this. Her videos are great for a number of reasons. One, she's attractive. 2, she's smart. I should say, 1, she's smart. 2, she's attractive. 3, they're dubbed in English and Japanese. But I kind of wonder. I haven't talked to her about this, though we talk occasionally. But I haven't talked to her about this. But I was curious as to how much she has to control herself because she has so many Japanese viewers. So she basically, I believe, if I remember the video right, I've seen so many videos, that she came out saying that the Japanese should have a right to hunt whales. And I think it was kind of the only choice you have when most, like 80% of your audience is Japanese. Saying the opposite in Japan, you get a lot of backlash, right? I think it's hard. I'm not saying that she's not being sincere about her belief, because actually I'm kind of torn. Like I believe the Japanese have a right to hunt whales. I mean, we whiteys or whatever, Westerners, Europeans, hunted whales for centuries, right? And now that we are enlightened, now we're making the Japanese stop, right? Which is just, I think, really, I don't know, maybe hypocritical, maybe insincere, maybe, I don't know, but it just seems like it's not fair, right? They did it, but now when Japanese want to do it, they don't let them do it. So, however, I think that the Japanese have a right to do it for various reasons. I don't think, if the whales are not endangered, and as much as I hate killing things and watching things being killed, except in movies, which and then I love it. I think that the Japanese should stop whaling, and it's for a really stupid reason. But it kind of goes the same way as to my theory of doing things diplomatically. For the Japanese to continue whaling, is hurting them in the end. It accomplishes very little. Whale meat is not popular. There's not really much reason to defend it except for a few, I don't know how many hundred people who make their livings that way, who could easily, well, maybe not easily, but who could do something else. And from what I've heard, there's like tons of whale meat still sitting in freezers, you know. But at the same time, some of that whale meat has decreased in the last few years, so apparently someone's eating it. And I do see it. I mean, it's canned. I've taken video of whale meat before. So so there's that, you know. So it's not like there isn't any demand for it. Obviously, there is a demand. Some people are eating it, but I don't think it's such a great demand that Japan should defend it. Okay. The other thing about the people who think that whaling is different from killing cows and pigs and all that, you know, farm animals, because farm animals are raised to be killed, you know. But I don't know, man. Have you ever killed an animal? Because I have, and it's not a pleasant sight. I mean, I've killed. I have a. She's dead now, but she passed away years ago. But I had a wonderful little Peruvian grandmother. She was like, I don't know, 4 foot tall and 3 feet wide. She was like tiny little hobbit type of woman, but strong as an ox. She could pick me up, like lift me right off my feet. She was and she was, you know, an old Indian, basically half Indian, half, like, I think German. She was very light skinned, but Indian features. It was kind of weird. Not weird, like negative. I shouldn't say weird about my grandma. Sorry, grandma. Though I don't believe in heaven, but what was the point of that? Yeah, but I came to visit when I was I came alone when I was like a teenager. Oh yeah, was I in college? I think I was 18 or something. I took a year off and I went down to visit them, and they had fattened up this duck for me, right? And they said, this is the duck we're going to have tonight for dinner, because she kept animals on her roof. Although they lived in the city, they had guinea pigs, kiwi. Is that it? I forgot how to say it in Spanish. I know if anyone knows, kui, and they have a few little like chickens and ducks on the roof. And it almost never rains in Lima, which is a weird thing. Almost never, really. So you can part of the house. A lot of houses are flat. You don't have to have these kind of roofs for the rain. A lot of houses the roofs are flat, and people keep animals and stuff on top. But anyway, when I went down there, I came into the kitchen, and we talked a little while, you know, chatted, and then they said, oh yeah, so let's get ready for dinner. So they introduced me to this duck, and they handed me a knife, and they said, do the honors, you know. And it wasn't like they weren't thinking it was gross. They actually thought this is an honor. So I cut the duck's neck, you know. I cut his neck, and they had a big, I think, a bowl. It was a metal bowl or something underneath the duck, and the blood was gushing out. And it was pretty horrid. It was a pretty horrid sight. And I couldn't eat dinner. I mean, I think we had like potatoes and rice or some other stuff, vegetables, and a duck, right? And they gave me the heart, because it's the best part. But I didn't have the heart to eat it. I was just too grossed out, you know. I think I ate something that night, but not much. Needless to say, my appetite was ruined. But my point with this long ass story is that it does make you think, you know, about it didn't stop me from eating meat. It stopped me that night, but I think that everyone who eats meat should have that experience at least once. And I'm thinking some people will be a little bit more sensitive than I was, and some people, you know, it might turn them into vegetarians. I think if you were forced to kill one animal in your life as part of your like education, I think it would help you kind of see things differently. So yeah, you can say killing ducks and pigs and chickens is different from killing whales, but I think you should kill one and then tell me what you think. You know, did it feel less? Did it feel less bad? I'm gonna bet it would feel just as bad. Anyway, that's my long ass video for you. Tell me what you think about confrontation, about whales, on the whale issue. And I guess that's about it for tonight. Thanks for another long one. I am working actually very slowly editing a video about the 2014 Tokyo Hanami, which will be on the Gimme a Break Man channel. Remember, that's where I do all my edited videos. So I hope you guys are all subscribed over there, and please watch the videos over there. I don't put them out that often, but when I do, I'm really hoping you're watching those. These on this channel are just between you and me. These are therapeutic, but the ones over there, I want the viewers. Go over there and help me out. All right, thanks a lot. And the question of the evening is, what do you like in the background here? Anything strike your fancy? Let me know. Zombie meets girl. Oh yeah, I'm working on a signature. Okay, don't be a moron, be the king of morons. How's that for an outro? I'm thinking about that. Tell me what you think. Good night, guys.